being partnered with particularly the educators. And the Historical Museum Partnership, we're going to hear more about that from Jeff Branahan following dinner. And he will also talk about some of the artifact preservation and the cemetery donation. We've done that in the past, and I think that it's in order perhaps for us to do that again, since the money has been used up that we initially gave for the upkeep of the cemetery. Do we have a motion for a donation to the Salem Methodist Cemetery to look after the plot?
What?
You would have to put a monetary amount on that.
Yeah, and it's up to you, whatever.
Well, in this motion, you would have to do that.
Yeah, if someone wants to make a motion to put that in.
Well, again, Janice, I think the motion by Robert's Rules of Order, you would have to include the monetary amount in the
Right.
motion.
Well, we could say $200 or $100. I think we need to give them something.
So the motion that you're looking for is
The cemetery plot is cared for at Salem Methodist Cemetery in Pleasantville. Years ago, the family gave a donation about 40 years ago. That money has been going for a long time, and it cost them about $5,000 a year to upkeep the whole cemetery. I think that, you're involved, you're over in Pleasantville, what do you think would be fair? And I don't think they're even expecting anything, but I think.
If it's a cemetery, all the lots full in there? Because if you, when you buy a plot, you buy
We buy the perpetual care. We can check on that.
I mean, if it's full and they don't have no money, you would think that everything would be.
They don't have the money, let's put it that way. They're struggling, Salem Methodist Church. And that was made evident. Yes, Sharon?
I would like to make a motion that we give them $250 to help with the maintenance, since we haven't given them anything for a long time.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. We'll make sure we take care of that. We have an idea for Founders Day in Ocean City with a mascot, and in talking with Paula Becker, we've talked about whether it be the Sunday after our reunion next year, or whether we do a special Sunday. Throughout the year, we're going to be talking about a time that we could have the family celebrated at the Tabernacle as part of the service, whether it's a special service or a special day. So we'll be meeting with her to kind of kick some ideas around and keep you posted on that. Sharon?
I have a couple of things you might pass by her. A lot of the ladies teach Sunday school, do different things in their own churches. And also, people have to travel home the next day for their job on Monday. So I think that's why it's not attended as well as we wish it would be.
Right, on Sundays, right, we all have obligations. Yeah, we'll talk to her about that. She mentioned another day, so we could work on that. Yeah, that would be good. And our reunion in 2016, and we talked a little bit about that. Yes.
What about using the youth center on the weekend we have a reunion if you match it up with the Sunday service? Is it possible? Because they have pool tables, ping pong, they have sleeping facilities. Maybe
That's a good idea.
Use that for the kids in the afternoon, and possibly, we looked at coming down for this weekend. Minimum was $500, because there's a minimum amount of nights and fees and all that, just for 2 nights or 3 nights.
Okay.
We used to have it in September, and it's less than half the price in September to stay down here.
What's the suggestion? I can't hear over here.
Suggestion is using the youth center the weekend that the reunion is, whether to sleep here or use the facilities for the games and activities over there.
Which
huge building.
It's part of this church.
We'll try to work on that. That's a good idea. I like that. Okay, other business or concerns? Yes.
Probably was over his old business, but with the person that did for the scholarship, is it possible to have that report or that you gave to the Lake Foundation? Put it in the website
Sure.
so everybody can read it?
Sure.
Yeah, that actually is what I had on my list too. So,
Right.
you know, now you said you were, it was
Not
out
the
there.
name of what she said, the letter itself, her actual,
She was saying that.
We'll put it in the newsletter.
We're talking about putting a winning essay
Right, I
in
have it
the
right here.
newsletter. And my question was going to be, is that newsletter going to be paper or web-based?
We're looking on trying to do a serious coordination of that, not mailing to people that use the internet. We're really trying to sort that list out, that we can really save a lot of
It
money.
would be, yeah, because I was going to suggest it's going to be very costly.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it will be costly to go paper.
And we could put it on Facebook.
right, right. But we do have some people that still do snail mail, so we need to,
Yeah, snail mail, each letter costs about $1 each time we send it out.
and so we have 500 members over that.
So it's over 500.
So, you know, that could go to a scholarship, or you could do something with it, you know, that we don't want to do mailings like
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
that. No.
You know,
So we need to not do that and cut our expenses. And we can help other people with that. Yes.
I can put any kind of a document on the website, because not all the family members might be on Facebook. So I can put anything on the website, doesn't cost the organization anything, because I have it under my
And once we
name.
get used to operating like that, people just have to get used to that. That's.
And it
how we
takes
wanna-
me about
The ideal thing
10
is that-
seconds.
Wasn't
Put
the
something on
ideal thing
Facebook.
to do all forms of social media that we could possibly do? So we have Facebook, you have a document section on Facebook that you can download and print off of. You have the website, which you have a document section, PDF or whatever, that you can download and print off of that. And I don't do the Twitter thing, and I'm not suggesting that we do, but if you wanted to, you know, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's all this stuff. But definitely, at a minimum, we have the website and we have the Facebook. So, you know,
Sharon?
the paper form is the least.
When you do that, how do you keep track of who found out and who didn't? When you send a letter, at least you get something back saying they're no longer living there or they've moved somewhere. How do you keep track of all the, because everybody changes their address and their, you know, I'm not computer literate, so,
With email addresses, you can put a thing that as soon as they open up the document, you get a message saying that they read it.
Or it says undeliverable, I'm not.
Yeah, they do bounce
you
too.
have to keep, you have to have one person to keep track of that.
We can do that.
You're saying that we should do
We can do
Facebook,
that.
and we should do this and that, then who knows who got the,
Well, I think
information?
that's what they're talking about doing, like, that's what they.
That's what we're talking about, doing a much more coordinated effort, and it's easy to do now. You know, we've given it a couple of years to kind of sort this out.
With the,
Facebook, you can actually make an event on the page where you can invite people, and from there, they can put down if they're going,
mhm.
if they're not, maybe all these different things, so that's an option.
Right.
And with the emails, I have an email list already started, and a couple of people have actually signed up for it, to be notified for the newsletters and stuff. With that, it has a tracking thing built into it, like you can tell who clicked on something in the email, and it gives you a report of all of this stuff.
Yeah, I think that this will be a real challenge for this year to operate in a different way. And I think we can,
It's not really that much of a challenge. We put up a Facebook for Van County, Concord, very short order, we have almost 80 people.
Mhm.
We put up, they all put in whatever they want, letters, photos, stories,
Mhm.
connections. They give you the option, like Lauren had said about events, which you can pin to the top, so whenever anyone visits the site, that's the first thing they see.
And that's what I,
And so that's whatever you decide is important,
Right.
that you want people to see. And then they have, for instance, like I said, files, and this deals with what you had said about whatever you put up, whatever anyone decides they want to put up as a file, you can make it where they can download it. You can put an attachment that someone else can download, or they can just copy what you put up there. You can either make a document or upload a document. And people have done that for us with several different things that we have up there. And we keep it open, but the only person who can really manage the site is the administrator. So.
but the administrator can add other administrators too.
Well, that was the point I was going to
Your
make.
Facebook has to be attached to your own,
The page is attached to someone's Facebook, but you can,
You can have
You can
several
add other administrators.
Because I'm an administrator on a site, so I see when people respond for another
Yep.
organization, and it's really nice.
I do that at
You know
work.
when people are doing things.
Well, I think it's key, somewhere along the line, you know, as an e-board, and as the officers, that you have to coordinate the Facebook, because I started one, and, the website, that we all have to have the ability to get into the website or to get into the Facebook. Because if one of us, God forbid, dies, or, you know, something happens to them, you get locked out. You know, I had that happen with another group. And so with any organization, you can't have just one, you know, one
You need
admin.
that protection.
You know, you have to have multiple admins. You know, if you don't, then you have a real problem. Because then you have to go through Facebook, or go through the web hoster, you know, GoDaddy or whatever you use or whatever it is, you know, and prove all kinds of crap to get into the account. You know, and that happened with a township account, an actual government account that we had, a municipal account. And it turned out, you know, it was a real problem. So I've experienced it, and you know, I'm just putting it out there that if we don't have multiple, and like this Facebook group that I have, I'm not sure. I thought I made Fran. I thought I made you an administrator. Did I make you an administrator? I thought I made somebody else an administrator. It was either one, somebody else. I thought I put in there as an administrator, but it you know, it should be that if something happens, you know, that the other person's.
We'll make sure we do that. Sharon, thank you.
What you would have to do is whoever is administrating it, 2 months before the reunion, or 3 months, you would have to have them report to you who knows about the reunion. And then you still need to do a mailing to those who do not use the computer, who are like me, illiterate, and you still have to use snail mail in one way or another, because not everybody's going to be on that. So you have to have a list of who knows, and then complete the list.
Well, the only problem is as Harry was just stating, $1 a mailing, what's economically viable for us, you know, as a group of our size, you know, that's the reality, you know, is the economic viability of the mailers. I'm a mail kind of guy. I like to get mail. I love it when I get a piece of mail that somebody wrote. You know, my wife and I was just talking about that yesterday, but, you know, as an organization, you know, you have to look at the actual nuts and bolts of the cost of it. You know, I'm sure, obviously, I'm singing to the choir here, but that's, you know, that is, you know, unfortunately something we have to address.
Yeah, we'll just try to make ourselves more efficient and try to use.
Are you sending a mail to someone 3, 4, 5 years in a row that you never see or hear from?
No, as soon as we get it back and we can't track it down and stop it.
And so you have 500 people that you hear from?
Yes. And we don't have that many on the internet, on email, so, we're working on it, we'll keep getting more. So that's a project for us, and to try to refine that, and however, each of you in your own little family and area can help us. Yes?
I have two things to say. The first, do we just have a Facebook page on Facebook for the family?
No, I think we need more than just Facebook, because there's a lot of people that don't go on Facebook.
There's a website too.
Or Facebook, you can have a page and also make a group and add all the members of the family to it. So that
Mhm.
would be.
We have that.
We have it, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
And a website.
Yeah, so,
2 websites actually.
we're moving in the right direction. It's just slow.
The IT industry has a real problem with security. And I think more and more you're going to see people who don't like things on Facebook. They just want to disappear off the site. Now, email would probably, out of the electronic communications, email would probably be the most secure in keeping your identity secret.
Right.
So,
Well, we need to,
Well, anybody that's on Facebook, get an account, you have to give them your name, so anybody who thinks they're protecting their privacy on Facebook is not understanding
right,
the rules of the use. They already know who you are. What I found helpful on our Facebook is when we are referring to people, we refer their first name and last initial.
that's good.
So that way, anybody who is involved knows who I'm talking about. And anybody, because it's a completely public page. So anybody can go, because otherwise we couldn't get new members. So anybody can go on there, but they don't know who Valerie H is. And then if they're interested, because we have our books for sale, our tidings, for the Calvin comic book, we tell them if they wish to purchase anything we have, then they can message somebody, which in and of itself is more private.
Mhm.
And then that person can decide whether or not to divulge any other further information. So,
So there's a chain of command, and I think it's gonna be,
The group I started like 5 years ago, when we first started talking about this, and I mentioned to everyone that I had that group. And I think I started 2000, first thing I did. It's closed, as you know, because you had to ask to join it.
right,
And I don't allow anyone in there that has, because I look and I see, right, if their name comes out in black and I can't see anything about them, or I see it's somebody selling shoes or some other crap, it's ignored, that kind of thing, So I've ignored a lot of requests to join the group, but at some point, you have to, this person looks honest, they look like, they want to know about the family, they're related somehow.
I only one time didn't allow someone to join, because they wrote everything in Chinese.
Well, there you go, that's the newest thing. It's all Chinese, or it's all yard sale stuff, or it's all.
well, I think that we need to,
You know?
move on, and if we want to discuss this more, we're gonna have dinner, and our dinner is, ready shortly, so, we should continue this discussion and give good input to those involved with the, website and Facebook. We needed to have a motion, Franny talked about having the $10 for the dues. Do you want to make that a motion, Fran?
Yes. I make a motion that we change the dues to strictly $10 straight across the board.
wait a second, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean across the board?
Family?
Instead
For a
of,
family or an individual?
both, a family or a single membership is $10. So if you're single, your membership's $10. If you're family, your membership's $10. Just for the membership. Instead of having the $7 and the $10 thing we have now.
It's a household, household one.
Household period. Household one, household of 20, it's $10.
The universal due amount of $10.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so ordered. We have, the Tabernacle's been very gracious to give you red tickets. If you don't have one, make sure you get one, for the Music Ministry of Santos Gospel Doo-Wop. And that's at 7:30 tonight, and my sister-in-law will go anywhere to see him because he's been at her church, and it's a phenomenal performance, and they've opened the doors up to the family. And we do not have transportation there, but you could park here and carpool over there if you so desire. And it should be a great show for you, so keep that. And it's at the Moreland Theater, where we went last year. Okay? So, it's 7:30, and it's free for the family. So, the last order of business is our election of officers, and I asked Leon if he could bring forward a slate. And the other offices, the same offices, or? He wants to bring up the name of Ray Dunbar for our historian. Okay, are there any other nominations for any of the offices, to change the offices, or we have the secretary position that's open. Is anyone feeling real led to?
I have a question. How is this procedure supposed to be? Do we just talk
You can
about it
nominate
only at the
one.
meeting?
Yeah,
I just don't understand how the procedure goes.
okay. You can, I've asked Leon, and several people to be a nominating committee to bring forth the nominations.
And how do they know who wants to run for anything, or how does the person
And so
who,
that's why we're opening it up to the floor.
how does the
And
person who is nominated know that they're being nominated? And
because they've been talked to by somebody, they've been asked.
so they like approach people first and
Yeah.
then, oh, okay,
Yeah, they've asked.
I see.
But no one has been asked to be secretary, so we're opening up the floor for the secretary position.
So
And
is it just whoever wants to step down from it, or do we
Right.
elect a new board and executive board and
If
everything?
if they want to continue, and no one on the board has said that they don't want to continue.
So there isn't elections every year then?
There is.
But only if the current people want to step down?
If they want to step down.
That's what's in the Constitution?
Right. But all the offices are up if someone wants to nominate for any of the offices. Yes.
I'm going to self-nominate myself for treasurer.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I didn't hear it.
He wants to nominate himself for
I'll
treasurer.
take over for Harry. Lois can't do it, and I'm going to stay. So,
Okay. You have a second? All right. Do you want to vote on all of these together, or do you want to do them separately? And a secretary, yeah.
I nominate Doris for secretary.
Is there a second? Did you accept?
Yes.
Is there a second? Okay. So do you want to bring forth then the whole slate? Leon, as the chair of that committee, do you want to bring forth the whole slate?
Yes.
With those, okay. Everybody in agreement? Yeah? Okay. All in favor of the slate as presented? Opposed? Okay.
Could you read off the slate so that we know who we're
Oh,
voting for?
sure, it's actually in your newsletter with the changes of Emily Jane would be ours. Harry would be
Well,
Rich.
actually, I would say, he would be treasurer. I'm assistant treasurer.
Okay, you would continue to be the assistant, yeah?
Yeah, at least for the transition. Rich, does that make sense?
Yeah, that's, I'm gonna need you to transition me in.
Okay.
It's up to your house.
And I know Sharon's agreed to work with, Red for transitioning all of this because it's a lot, it's a big job, so. that'll be- So we thank you for serving and continuing to serve, and
On the board members,
on the board,
we need to change some of the board members because some of them haven't been here in a while.
okay?
Edie Sue, Morgan is not going to be able to fill her position. I haven't seen Christopher in a couple of years. I don't know if his dad is again.
Chris Malachek's been missing, he's on our board, and he's been missing for the last 2 years as well.
Right.
So,
Right, and I've talked to him, but he can't come. Yeah, you have to be able to come. Or have a phone call if there's a problem.
And Richard Dow, do you know about your son?
If you wanna keep him there, just to try to pull him in, you know, it's up to you guys, you know? He's got a lot of stuff on his plate right now, but, he didn't tell me to resign his spot, so since you want him on there, you wanna, hold him over like you've done to other folks in the past, it's your call. If we have somebody else that wants to fill a spot, but he's a bottom.
We have talked about cutting, reducing board members.
We talked about trying to reduce the board and those who are on it being much more active, in a much more active role, and dividing up seriously into committees that you could take an arm of this and run with it, with something. So we really thought about downsizing the operation, so that may be a good way to do it.
How many board members are there supposed to be?
And you can have as many, it doesn't state the number of board members.
How many are there now? 8?
Right now we have 1, 2. There's 8. So we would be cutting it to 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm coming off as a board member and I'll be a treasurer. That's 7. Edna, I thought we took Edna off last year.
I thought we did too.
I think we did.
He resigned last year.
Right, and that's 6. And now if we take Richie off, that's 5.
that's,
I don't
that seems
know
kind of
about-
small for the board.
That's small. Yeah.
Do you have the bylaws? Does anybody know what it says?
I don't have it right in front of me.
Does anybody have the bylaws?
I don't have it in this folder.
You mean the Constitution?
The Constitution.
It's on the website, if anybody's got internet access right now.
In the past, they've had as few as 2 board members.
Wow.
I'm just letting you know.
I'd like to nominate Wanda Rush for the board member.
Is she,
Do we have a second for that?
is she good? Is she want it? You're willing? I'll second it.
That'd be great. So that would give us,
Can you read the list?
with Barbara Abel, we would have Stephanie Haney, Leslie Orman, Diane Murphy, and Wanda Rush.
Oh, wait a second. What was it again? Barbara Abel.
Barbara Abel, Stephanie Haney, Leslie Orman, Diane Murphy, and Wanda Rush.
Name correction. Stephanie Hayes should be Stephanie Dow.
So that gives us 1, 2, 3.
And the board members,
Five board members, right?
for Diane.
It is
A total of 5.
5.
5. Give a total of 5. Okay?
We're good.
All right.
There's a motion to pass that slate as read.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we've come to the end of our meeting, and before we adjourn, why don't we have our blessing here before we go into the other room?
Okay?
All right. And one thing we must do this year before you leave, I'm gonna let you eat so it doesn't get cold, but we need to get together right after dinner and have a photograph. We failed to do that last year, and it's such a wonderful thing, okay?
Again, I didn't want to interrupt you, did you do the executive officers? Because I didn't hear a motion and a pass for the executive officer. And that would be you, Vice President.
We read that as part, we read that
Didn't we?
It's part of the whole thing.
the whole thing.
I thought that was just board members that you.
No,
Okay.
we read it first. Sorry about that.
We're ready to eat, then, as soon as we pray. Let's pray, shall we? Our Lord and Heavenly Father, we praise you and thank you for your many blessings to us as individuals and as a family. We pray that you might be with us during this meal tonight, that you might bless us through our bodies, and also bless the fellowship that we have as a Lake family, and that you might continue to bless us as a family. For we are praying in your name. Amen.
So enjoy. We have the buffet set up in the far end of the